warm welcome to all. Friends, we have with us today actor Andrew Luri from the movie Hearts and Bones. It was screened just now. Did you see the screening? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. How was the response?
I think people like it because we had a lot of photos together.
Okay.
So people like it. Right.
So how was the response?
Yeah, I think people like it because we had a lot of photos together with people who actually were there. And I believe people like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A brief introduction about Andrew. Andrew is a South Sudanese Australian actor. This is his acting debut. The movie is directed by director Ben Lawrence. Ben Lawrence has earlier directed a short film, Paul's Dream, in 2007. Thereafter, his feature documentary Ghost Hunter won quite an acclaim. It was premiered at Sydney Film Festival. He has also directed some TV commercials, but Hearts and Bones is his fiction feature debut. He is also the director of the movie. Is also recipient of an Association of Independent Commercial Producers Award for International Excellence. Shall I briefly tell the synopsis of the movie? Then we will. I'll briefly tell the synopsis of the movie. Then we will. It's a movie of a man, Daniel Fisher, who is preparing for an upcoming exhibition in Australia of his work from the world's war zones. South Sudanese refugee, which is played by you, South Sudanese refugee Sebastian Ammon, has built a life in Australia. An unlikely friendship develops between two of them, but it is severely tested when some new shocking discoveries come to the fore. So that's the plot of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So would you like to tell us about how that role came about, and or we will ask questions from the audience?
Okay, no problem. So, would you like me to explain a little bit, or? Yeah, when Ben Lawrence was looking for someone to play that role, he went all over the country. He couldn't find the right person, and he went to U.S. also trying to get the right person for the role. And he suddenly remembered that, Melbourne has a lot of the community members from South Sudan, and so they came around, and one of the community leaders just asked me to give a name, and I gave him a name, and I thought it's just, just like anything, it will end up somewhere, but this is how, I didn't know how far it would actually get to. And the places that he was talking to me about is Maridi, and this Maridi is a place where I did my junior secondary school before. So I know the original places that he mentioned. And with us also, we know Arabic. We can speak Arabic fluently. And I know Arabic also, but I found that he did a lot of research. Like the word, it says, Inni lillah wa inni ilayhi raja'un. It says, from God it comes and to God it returns. And despite I'm a Christian, but we play the name of a Muslim, So he actually mixed all the things about, but it's not a great deal. It's not an issue there. It's just for us to play it. So that's how we came together. And the lady, Anishka, she is actually from U.S. She's married here by she married actually in Australia by someone else, but she's actually from U.S. And that she played my wife. Yeah.
Floor is open for questions.
Hi. You are someone who migrated from South Sudan to Australia. And in this film also you are playing the role of a migrant. So what was your feeling while playing a character which has got a very similar life background with you?
It was very good. That's the reason why it encouraged me to do it. Because one of the guy who was playing, he came as a widower who was saying, he's there, he is the coach. And it was very, very excited to me because I know the environment, I know what was happening back there. So it made it very, very interesting for me to play it. It's like I'm representing the refugee and I'm telling people what's actually happening with us. There are so many people there who doesn't have a way to explain something, but I got the chance to explain that, and I do it from my heart. I don't do it as just acting on a movie. I do it as something that has happened to me, because it's very, very similar to our stories of life, you know.
Hi. I think when you introduced the films...
Please introduce yourself first.
Okay. My name's Anita, and I work with Incredible Go, the three of us here. So you said something about how the film is based on an exhibition on certain war zones. So were those war zones in the Sudan itself or around the world?
According to the film, it's around the world, because like Daniel Fisher, he went to Syria. He went to Syria, do other things like that. That young girl who actually stepped on a landmine was in Syria. And then he went to other places. Whenever there is a problem or war, the photographer follows, you know, to cover the story with his cameras. And that's how we started. We met over there. And my family were actually killed and he knows them, you know. So that was his, actually, he goes wherever there is a problem. And the photos there were real. They are real photos.
Hi, I'm Priyashri. Tell us about your journey emotionally while making the film, because you have experienced the situation in your real life, and you were again experiencing the situation in your real life. So tell us about your emotional journey for the film.
Well, the, the director has two main points. And that was the thing that he asked, whether he's looking for somebody who can really get emotional. And I think that point of getting emotional was so, so important to him. And I thought for a moment, you know, I lose a lot of weight thinking of how am I going to make it? How am I going to get emotional? You know, in our culture, it's so, so hard for a man to get emotional. It shows that you are really weak and just you can no longer protect a family. And so I say, Ben, can we remove this emotion thing? He said, no, we have to do it. And so he gathered a lot of things to me, you know, so I can see to get emotion. And he brought the pictures of army that were coming back from war. They meet their families, and they were just, you know, all of them were getting emotional and these kind of things. And then I thought for a second, I say, well, don't worry about that. If it's an important thing, I will have to do it. I will have to go through it. And the actual thing, and every time we are trying to do that, is just reminding me of things that I have seen, you know, with our life, you know, those kind of countries, nobody cares about anybody. You see children, women, men, you don't even count men. So people go through difficulties and so many things. And that's how I just situated myself to make it look real as it is, you know. Yeah. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
I was reading about an interview on you and the internet, and it was you are saying like if that is something you could buy from a supermarket, you could just buy it and drink it. What prompted you to say you was referring to your life in Sudan? I think in that interview. So what conditions prompted you to say like that? If that was something in a supermarket, I will buy it and drink it.
To buy and bring it.
Buy and drink it. Drink it.
I really didn't quite get the point over there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
in an interview to some Australian magazine, you are quoted as saying, if that was something that you can buy from a supermarket, you would have buy and drink it. You are referring to our life in old Sudan, like so. What are the conditions that prompted you to say like that? Was it really hard there?
Well, I can't really recall this because we did so many interviews with a lot of people in different countries. But what's actually in my heart is, you know, the way people live and the culture is totally different from the way we live. And since you are in a new country, you have to adapt, the law and culture and all these things together. For instance, there was an issue with a child, and these people were saying, here we don't hit children. And I told one of the guys, I said, look, if it were for me to protect my family, to protect my children, and you would do something to inflict pain on me, and you can remove one of my fingernails, I will give you the other hand also in advance to remove it. So I protect my own family. This is how I describe it, how it's very important to protect your own family. Otherwise, you see them in ways that is unacceptable to you according to the culture. But there, they work with the law. If law forbids something, you cannot touch somebody. You're a child, you cannot discipline your own child. Even your child can slap you, which is very, very bad for us. And the police will arrest you if once you touch that one, So that was the example I was trying to give. Yeah.
I'm Jasveer Kaur. Sir, I have watched your movie just now, and it is really very heart-touching, very warm, and it's very loud in one aspect because it points to one problem, which is globally. So I just wanted to ask you, because before the screening was done, you said that you had never heard about Goa. So now when you have come over here, now you are so enchanted with this place that you won't be able to forget it. So Indian Bollywood film industry is also world famous. So have you been offered any role over here, and are you interested in acting in any movie? Because now we are having some movies which are having characters or stories which are crossing the borders. So would you be interested in doing some movie over here?
Very much. Very, very much.
And what kind of role would you like? Because now I think you have worked a lot on your emotions, and Indian films, they are very teary-eyed and they make you cry like anything.
Well, if they ask me to get emotional, now I know the trick.
Yeah.
I get emotional every day now because I now know how to get to that one there. I used to practice. I practice how to get emotional in the hotel by myself. If I see somebody coming, I will hide like there's nothing. But I was actually doing my own rehearsal. It's very difficult if people are there watching you. It's because it looks like something shameful, but people keep on insisting, oh, you have to do that. If you didn't do it here, you cannot do it anymore. I say, don't worry about it. But I'm very, very interested, to work with Indians because they are great actors, And if somebody called me to work with them, I will be so, so happy. I'll be so really grateful to act with them. you know. Yeah. Great pleasure.
Have you had much opportunity to go around Goa yet?
Not really. I was worried, for this day because I just concentrated on this day so I can do whatever is required of this day. But I never went anywhere else. This is the first place that I came to, you know. But I still have one day left tomorrow. Yeah. One of my friend, she's from India. She's there. I was texting these days, in the morning, and she texted me back. And she sent me something. She said, Hyderabad, if you find Hyderabad biryani. I thought that was maybe another town somewhere there. Yeah. But it turned out it's actually not a town. It's not a city. They say it's food. Yeah. I will keep it here because in a text message, I will go back and find that thing.
India is very famous for its cuisines. In how many countries do you plan to exhibit film? In how many countries it will be released? How difficult it was to market the film? What are your plans?
We came back from Canada last month. Canadians also are good at organizing this kind of a lot of films, and a lot of people were also there. The same thing, and we had 5 interviews a day, 5 different interviews, and 2 to 3 they show it in different places in a one day, and there were so many things going on with them. And that's the only place that we went to, but the rest was actually inside, within Australia. And this is the place where, this is the second international place where we are asked to come. Because the director was actually going overseas, he's going somewhere else. And then Hugo Weaving is the person who played Dan, is the second person there, and I'm the third person. So there were nobody. But I said, no, I have to go to Goa. I have to go to India. I've been looking for ways to go to India, so this is the chance. I'm going to see these people. Yeah. Because I have 2 of my younger brothers. They graduated from somewhere here, Pune. Oh, yes. Yeah, that there is a university here, Pune, called Pune. Yeah, they graduated, and they are. Oh, one of them is in Canada, another one in the US. We never met even for nearly 30 years. Even when I went to Canada, there was no way for me to, because we go from one place to the other, and there was no way for me even to meet any one of them. I went back home. Yeah. But I'm going to talk about this place when I go back. I'm excited about it. I'm going to talk about it.
Can you tell us how Indian films or TV serials are received in Australia? Are they popular, or is only Indian diaspora watching them? Indian TV series and TV serials and movies? Because we have sizable diaspora even there, but are they as popular as they are in other Central Asian countries or some African countries even?
Well, I can't really say, because in Australia people I lived there for 18 years. I'd never been in a cinema even a day, not even one day, because I have everything within my house. I watch them, whatever I want, I just watch them within my house. So I don't go there, but my kids actually go there and they watch. So it's very difficult for me to mention it, so people go by culture. They watch these movies by culture according to the number of people, and you see them in the theaters. Yeah. But if you say about this in Sudan, and now Sudan is divided into 2. We used to be in the north, but now the country is divided. We are from the south, but we used to live in the north. In the north, Indian film is highly respected. Sometimes twice in one night, Not in a day. They watch it at night only, and sometimes Indian film is very long, very long, 3 hours. Yeah. If you go in the second round, you come out from there when it's nearly the sun is nearly out. Yeah. But people still enjoy it. They enjoy it so much. Very popular there. Yeah.
Can you guess what might be the reason why this is so? There are films coming all over the India, all over the world. Why Indian films are that popular? Do they find it culturally closer to them, or it's like escapism to from the harsh realities of life? So what?
No. Your culture is close to Egyptians. Egyptians are our neighbors, and the way the way they sing, the women voice, very nice, and you see them how they move, how they act is so nice. The ladies are so beautiful, you know. So that's why people love watching them, and every time. Sometimes there was a day that I find myself all around the cities. There are 5 cinemas there. I watch all those movies. They are Indian movies. I watch all of them. Now I start thinking, which one can I go to again? I will watch this one for the second time. You know, yeah. It's a pleasure.
Good afternoon, sir. Suresh. My question to you is, in universities in Australia, students who are aspiring to come from India to study films in Australia, which 2 or 3 of the universities would you rank are the best? Because I myself have been there in the Melbourne School of Art and met a few of the filmmakers.
You mean the University of...
good place, the good institutes where students could go for studying film.
Well, I've seen a lot of them in Sydney. Because I'm not actually from Sydney. I'm in Melbourne, but we did all the shooting in Sydney. And so all these university students were working as runners, runners. And they were asking few questions as well to help them with exams. So I think if you try to go to university in Sydney, it will be the best option. Yeah.
Second one, in case he doesn't get in there.
Just please repeat.
Yeah.
In case he didn't get in there, where would he choose the second or third university there, other than the
well, in that terms, in that regard, I can't actually help much, but it's good to help because people go. I didn't go there myself, to study this kind of industry or anything like that, But the best option, maybe, I suggest you go online or something like that, and those who graduated from there would be able to help you in something that they have really seen in real life. Yeah, no problem.
If I can take that little bit further, how important do you think it is to have formal training of acting to be an actor? I mean, going by your experience, going by the level of satisfaction that your director has from the work that you did in that film, how important do you think it is to have a formal training of acting to do film?
If I give a suggestion of myself, there was a guy that was there. As I mentioned, he's a coach, and they gave me the duration of 6 weeks because there was 114 pages. I couldn't believe that this thing would actually finish. So long, and it's a book. And I was so worried about it. I wanted to. We do like 8 hours a day, but before he comes, I have my own 2 hours before he comes, and when he goes, I again do 2 hours more, and when he comes back tomorrow, he find me, I'm already better, You see, this kind of acting, you have to take it to yourself, and it's not about reading it and acting, but I suggest you do it from your heart. You do something from your heart. As there was, when we were acting with this lady as well, and a visitor came in, she was giving me everything from the fridge very quickly. And one thing is, don't tell another actor don't tell any line. If the person forgets the line, do not tell. I forgot, and they said, don't tell that. I tried, I tell. I don't care. I say, okay, I learned that lesson already. Yeah, I'm not repeating it. And there was actually so many things that I learned. Some hard ways, and some, they ask me not to do something, I do the thing and I get the pain. So I learn, something that you learn it through pain, you'll never forget it. And we are also so lucky that we have those children. Those children are twins. They are twins. One would be in a break, we will work with the other one. If the other one is tired, the other one is ready to come. We just keep swapping them like bricks, And the people that we have seen at the hospital, they are not part of actors. They just came, they were in emergency section. And they did not see the camera set far away there. They don't know. So when they see this woman came with a fake baby and was quickly fainting, they all rush in that something terrible is happening to somebody. So they all came and trying to help. But the other one was trying even to take the baby out of Hugo, and then realized this is a plastic. And was looking, what the hell are you trying to do? And there was a low voice of Hugo telling him, no, we are acting. They were so serious, no, let me help. So all that happened there.
You just talked about your experiences of watching movies from the confines of four walls of house. So how effectively scenes like these can be portrayed on a smaller screens of a computer monitor or mobile, do you think? Is Netflix and Amazon are real solution? Are really the, you can say, can take the place of cinema halls? Can we do away with cinema halls with Netflix and Amazon?
Netflix? Yeah.
They can take the place of cinema halls.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you people, this movie you are going to be is going to be put on OTT platforms?
Well, I don't know, because the producer has to do this. Is his responsibility. And sometimes I ask them if there is something else I should not talk about or something. Maybe it's confidential because it's a business thing. So investors put their money in this film. A lot of money is put there, and they believe that the story would actually get back their money. And since it's picked here and picked other places around the world, means it's something very, very interesting to people, But Netflix is a good place to do this, because I have, like, Netflix, I pay $19, just $19 a month. It has a lot of movies over there, and I have also, what's the other one, the disc over there.
DTH?
So, yeah, I have all these things. So I just sit there within my place and within my comfort, so I watch them. So there is no reason that would actually take me somewhere. I don't go somewhere to watch it. Yeah. I buy Indian film. When I go to the shops, I find another one. I buy old one like Kalia. Yeah, those are Kalia, and there's another one called what? The guy called Anton, the tall guy.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah,
Yes.
we love him very, very much. Yeah.
4 days back he was here.
He was in this
If
this
you
festival.
let me meet him, would have been good. I like him so much. We not me alone. We all love him.
He's been awarded on the inaugural day. 3 days.
Oh yeah, that man is a very good person. He acts a lot, like Shankar and all this. And Korbani. Yeah, Korbani.
Yes.
We watch all this, and I have it in my house right now. Yeah. And Sholay.
Sholay.
was screened here last night.
I saw it in the pamphlet that you gave me.
Yes, it's there.
I saw it. Oh, it's very, very nice movie. It's very long and the story is nice too, you know. Very, very interesting.
All Indian delegates seem very happy to hear that. Any more questions? Okay. Then, sir.
You are talking about Amitabh Bachchan, and what about Indian actresses? Any favorite actress of yours?
Yeah, he is actually my favorite actor.
Actresses.
Actresses?
Female.
Actresses, I don't know the name because we name them. Sometimes we name them. There are so many languages to learn, you know, and you find that sometimes finding a name is an issue. And then we name them the way we want. So I can't name them. I know them personally, but I can't really name them. We have the other one that act in, what's that film that I mentioned before?
Kalia Sholay.
Yeah, in Sholay.
Sholay.
And
Hema Malini.
yeah,
Hema.
the lady who acted there.
Yes.
And they sing with the guitar with old ladies. They play the guitar and
Zinat Aman?
oh, Zina, that one. Oh, she's very pretty. And are they here?
No.
They didn't come here.
No.
Ah.
This is the lady, right? This is the lady.
Oh yeah.
So, what is the name that you have given to Zinat Aman?
There was a name that we were actually naming her. I can't really recall now.
Helen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The beauty, Indian beauty. You know, Indian ladies are very, very pretty. And the voice, you know, the voice, very small voice. And when they put this together, people don't want to leave. They want to sit in the cinema there. If there's another round going, they sit there, they pay for it, and they sit. This is how the people, you know, especially in the north, because the north is more developed than the south. You know, people enjoy life there.
Not a movie, Pukar.
Pukar.
Amitabh Bachchan and Zinat Aman.
Oh, yeah.
Pukar. P-U-K-K-A-R.
Okay, Pukar.
Next movie should be there.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So Andrew, thanks for coming here. We welcome to land of sands and beaches. I hope you enjoy your stay, and we hope to see you again. We wish you get to cherish the Hyderabad biryani that you are referring to.
Yes.
And thank you all for coming.
It's a real pleasure. Thank you too. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.